So right now, they both seem to be working on their choux pastry. Jeremy's already got his piped out in the silicone mold.
And don't forget the coconut sablé, because that has to be put right on top of the choux pastry.
And then as it bakes, it melts over the top, forming a beautiful looking crust to it.
It's almost like a crunchy glaze.
Matthew tends to get a little flustered when the pressure is on, and that could be his weakness here.
Could this be a case of the tortoise and the hare?
It could quite easily be that. Be just a little bit behind in his timing.
Jeremy is fast, and speed is important, but execution matters a lot more.
Hey, Chef.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I got my choux in the oven. I'm doing multiple things at once because I know that I need a lot of time to plate.
I'm just gonna go around and check out your oven.
Sure.
Uh-oh. What happened in here? Look at that. Your sablé is actually slid off of your choux pastry.
Yeah, it has.
But not all of them. One of them is safe, right in the middle. Is that luck or is that skill?
That's luck. Now, one there is gonna save me. I did as many as possible so I wouldn't run into that problem. Luckily, I did that.
Well, that was a smart move. Always have a backup.
Always, always, Chef.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
30 minutes! You have 30 minutes left!
You're making a dough such as the matcha pie crust. And the key is to get it the perfect thickness so that when you line that mold, that pastry is even thickness all the way around.
It's like building a swimming pool. It's gotta be completely even to hold that water in.
My lemon curd is just not mixing well together. I have to put this lemon curd in the blender to make it nice, smooth, and silky.
Matthew and Jeremy have taken two different approaches when it comes to the curd for the Matcha Tart. Jeremy, he's cooled his down, so therefore it's thickened up to the perfect consistency, whereas Matthew decided to fill his whilst his was still warm, very liquidy.
It's a shortcut I would never take.
Yeah, but Matthew's so behind right now, he has to take a risk. 5 minutes left!
Matthew started plating his first dessert. I don't think Jeremy has started plating anything yet.
What else do I need?
The only time I'm gonna slow down is when I need to gather my thoughts for plating. This pressure test is all about details. The margin of error is 0.
I got all my components done. Now it just has to look good. Tarragon, cilantro.
Matthew is actually pulling ahead. This is a classic tortoise and hare.
Geez, Matthew. Matthew's plating from the beginning has been just ridiculously out of everyone's league. It's so amazing to have watched, but it's also terrifying. Ooh.
1 minute! You have 1 minute left!
This is unbelievable.
They look so beautiful.
It's do or die. It's either me or Jeremy goes home and I don't want to go home.
This pressure on me is making me cook at my best right now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
Thank you, man.
Oh. Time up, hands up. I feel a breath of fresh air, and I'm super proud of what I did. Looks just like the photos in my head, and I think I got this.
Jeremy's plating is nice, but I think mine has a little bit more finesse.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hi, Chef.
And you were hustling out there, man.
I was hustling. I wanted to have lots of time to make sure every single component was on every dish.
I'm going to be tasting the white chocolate ganache.
Okay, Chef.
I think it looks like it's sitting off to one side of the plate and just a little bit irregular in terms of the original. The white chocolate ganache, beautiful. The grapefruit croutons, great crunch to them. That is the element that provides that texture, that interest to the dish. As for the rest of the little garnishes, the grapefruit gel, nice job on the replication. Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
Hi there, Matthew.
Hi, Chef.
At first glance, your plating is more centralized in the plate, which I think is more true to the replication. Something's eating at you.
Yeah.
What is it?
I'm missing the grapefruit loaf croutons.
What happened?
It was on the other side of my station, and I left it off, and
I feel for you. Is that ever light? Sweetness, sour, beautiful ice cream, nice cannelle, the dusting of the peppercorn. It is a shame about those croutons, because that adds the crisp, that contrast.
I know.
But other than that, I'd say every other component is pretty flawless.
Thank you, Chef.
Thank you.
Hi, Chef.
So this is the lime choux with the crunchy coconut sablé. Looks pretty from the outside, but there's something inside that is really, really important. I'm expecting to see the choux pastry full of that wonderful mousse. Man, hot damn. Look at that. My goodness. Wow. What happened to the lime flavor?
It's not in there, Chef.
The texture's there. I love that liquid center, but it doesn't have that kick of lime that I want. What happened?
Maybe I should have added a bit more.
Nice crust. You can hear that? Wow, look at that. It's filled.
It's definitely filled.
That is perfection. I just want to devour that. But it has to deliver also on that lime flavor. You delivered.
Thank goodness.
That lime is so punchy and so big and so bold. You know, Matthew, these dishes have to be beautiful, but they have to taste equally as good. And it did on this plate. You nailed it.
Thank you. Thank you, Chef.
I am so impressed with what these guys have put out in this cook. It is honestly neck and neck.
This is the most complicated of all three. Let me check. Well, you got the gold leaf, you got the sesame snaps, you got the meringue, you got the fresh blackberries, and of course, the tart. So when I cut into this, it's not gonna look like a broken egg, is it?
No, Chef.
It's a little bit runny.
A little bit runny.
But not bad. It's holding. I tell you, beautiful replication, perfect balance of tart and sweet. Crispy on the outside, soft in the middle.
Nice.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Well done.
Thank you.
Now for you.
Hi, Chef.
Let me check. You got the finger lime, you got the meringue, you have the gold flakes, you have the fresh blackberries, and you have the sesame snaps, the matcha tart, of course. So when I cut this, should it hold?
It should hold.
Well, let me check. Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Yeah, it's running.
Well, let's taste. It tastes good. The tart and the sweet, the balance, perfect. Taste is king, and you got it right.
Thank you, Chef.
It was not easy. But one of you had a slight edge when it came to presentation and flavor. The home cook that made the best desserts and would face off against Mary in the MasterChef Canada finale is Jeremy.
Yes! Oh my God.
Congratulations, Jeremy.